The second you notice an energetic shift is the moment in which you know you have taken on the energy of someone else. For example, let's say you woke up that morning super joyful because you had an amazing day ahead of you, and then all of a sudden it's 2 p.m. and out of nowhere, you are starting to get annoyed. Nothing actually happened to annoy you. There was no trigger, but out of nowhere, just boom, mood shifted. And now you are just feeling annoyed, you're feeling frustrated, whatever it is, surefire sign you have taken on the energy of someone else.
Welcome to Rise, Shine, and Redefine, the podcast where entrepreneurship meets purpose. I'm Karen Meininger, and I'll help you create an authentic and powerful business. Let's dive in. Hi, welcome back to the Rise, Shine, and Redefine podcast. I'm your host, Karen Meininger, and I'm here with Danielle Laura today. I am so excited, and I'm going to read her little introduction here. She is a trusted seer and spiritual advisor to visionaries, a 2-time #1 best-selling author, and founder of the HOT, H-O-T method. She guides leaders to win faster, aligned, and fulfilled. Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Me too. And guess what? We are recording today on Friday, the 13th.
We are.
And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about Friday the 13th, right? There's some people look at it as divine feminine power. Some look at it as negative and bad luck. So can we unpack a little bit about Friday the 13th? We're just diving right in.
Yeah. So I believe it's a very magical and auspicious day. And I believe, especially with anything, our intention is what matters. Our intention is what is going to affect the energy. So if we're putting out the intention that it is going to be a magical and miracles type of day, then that's what it will be. And that's what I believe. And here we are.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. And is there any connection with, I've heard this and I could have it backwards, but with the divine feminine, it's like I know that there's some like history around it. Do you have any info or insights around there's like a femininity, I don't know the right word, but just some sort of power in it?
Yes, it is essentially a divine feminine portal. And when we think of feminine energy, it's the energy of reception, of flow, of receiving, right? So when we get into that energy, magic can literally happen, right? If we set the intention, okay, I am going to be in the divine feminine portal today. I'm going to allow flow. I'm going to allow receptivity. I'm going to allow beauty. Then that is absolutely what flows.
Great. So if I'm waking up on another Friday the 13th, because by this time the show comes out, it will not be Friday the 13th anymore. Yeah. But on the next Friday the 13th, what is something very tangible that we can wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to set this intention for it to be a magical day, put all the fairy dust all over it, and really create that magical version for themselves? What are some practical things that we can do in order to create that magic?
Yes. So when you wake up, you can, first of all, before you even get out of bed, be in gratitude for this day that you get to wake up in a divine feminine portal and to see what that day is going to be about for you. And then I always recommend doing a little bit of visualization and some journaling to seal it in. So you can visualize what would beauty and receptivity and flow and goodness look like for you today, right? And whatever comes through intuitively, that is the answer for you. So then I encourage you to just visualize that in your mind. Feel those feelings of those things happening for you. Feel whatever that is, right? And just see it happening in your mind's eye. Feel it in your body. Get excited as though it's happening right now, because our minds don't know the difference between what's real and what's fake, right? So we want to get in that mindset and in that energy now and embody that for the rest of the day. Then I always love to do I just call it like a sealing practice, where I will journal down in real time what it is that I just intended, right? So I always say, I declare and decree that blah, 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 right? And then fill in the blanks, whatever you visualize, whatever it is that you're calling in. And then at the end, I seal it with, and so it is, amen.
Beautiful. And it doesn't have to be Friday the 13th,
No,
right?
you can do this any day if you want. That's the beauty about energy work, and intention is all about what is the intention that you are putting out? What is the command that you are energetically available for or energetically unavailable for? And that goes too in terms of, if we're going to dive into like energetic protection and things like this, right? The same goes for if for example, you're going to be, maybe you are a really empathic person, maybe it's the 4th of July and you're going to be around a crowd or something, right? Or a big holiday. You can also say, I declare and decree, I am energetically unavailable to take on the energy of anyone else around me. I'm going into this day with my own energy and I am closing out the day with my own energy, right? So in summary, everything is about intention and what you are going to command that you're available for or not.
I want to talk more about the energetic protection because I know a lot of women, especially due to childhood woundings and different types of upbringings, have they're empaths.
Yeah.
And they hold on to other people's energy. And you can walk into a room and you're like, that one's a bad seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can feel the energy. And I feel as an empath, a lot of times we absorb the bad seed, right?
Yeah.
We can pick them out of a crowd very easily because it was the way we protected ourselves in childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I have a couple of friends who are very sensitive to other people's energies, but don't really know how to protect them. So I love what you were saying. I declare and decree that I am energetically here for, repeat what you said, because you said it so much more eloquently than me.
Yep.
But what are other ways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what are some other ways that we can really energetically protect ourselves when we are going into a crowd or even a grocery store or even sometimes at home from our family's energetic negativity? So I would love to hear what we can do to really protect that energy.
Absolutely. So first of all, the simplest thing we can do is make an energetic declaration, kind of like a prayer, a statement, a command, right? So you can say, and it doesn't have to be this wording. You can literally say whatever you want. It's all about intention, right? So you could say something like, I declare and decree, I am energetically unavailable to take on the energy of my family right now, or of my spouse, whatever, right? Or of this crowd that I'm going to be in. I declare I'm entering with my own energy and I'm leaving with my own energy, right? It could be anything like that or anything you feel led to say. That's the simplest thing. It's just making an energetic command. You are literally telling your mind, body, and spirit connection, as well as like the cosmos, the collective energy, I'm not available for you right now. You are not allowed to enter my field.
And you're just saying it out loud.
Yeah. Or in your mind's eye. It doesn't have to be out loud. You can also say it in your mind. It's just making that declaration and that intention of what's allowed and what's not allowed, because that's where sovereignty comes from, right? Personal sovereignty is we choose and we declare what is allowed and not allowed. And so that's one piece of it.
Beautiful.
If you want to do some energy work and some things like this, there's so many different methods. There are a few that are my favorite, so I'll talk about some of those. I love the zipper method.
Me too.
You do the zipper method too? I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So I will say something. I will make a declaration while I'm doing it. I'll say something like, in this moment, I declare I am zippering up my energy. Nothing can penetrate my auric field. Right. And I will literally go down like to the bottom of my feet and zip all the way up as though I'm like putting myself in a straitjacket, and zip all the way back down and come all the way down to the back of my legs. And then I know like, whew, I'm protected. Right. Mm-hmm. Another thing that you can do is you can also visualize and put yourself into like a diamond hedge of protection. The reason why we use a diamond is rock solid. Nothing can penetrate a diamond. So if you also think about a diamond, it is brilliant, it's beautiful, it's bright, it's sparkling. So you can still be your bright, sparkling, effervescent self and reflect that beauty into the world. But the diamond is rock hard. Nothing can penetrate through the diamond barrier. So you are still declaring and setting the intention that your light can shine, but nothing can penetrate your auric field and come into you.
Beautiful.
And then I will literally visualize myself in like the middle of a diamond, like me standing in the middle of like a diamond over top of me. And if I know I'm going to be in like a crowd, I'll put myself in a double or a triple diamond hedge of protection, right? So or if you're going to be around someone that like maybe really triggers or activates you, do a double or triple diamond.
I love this. So we decree and declare out loud or in mind's eye we can zip ourselves up, really protect us, and then put us in a double, triple, quadruple diamond to really solidify our energetics.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I think, how often do you do that?
Honestly, every day, because every day I'm working with people's energy.
Sure.
Right. And so even though I've been doing this 8 years now, it's still, as humans, as spiritual beings as we are, we live in a 3D reality and we are still empathetic beings, no matter how much protection and everything that we can put up. Sometimes, especially when we care, right? And this is my whole business, right? Is being one-to-one in transformation with people. We can sometimes unknowingly still take something on as our own. Right. And so doing all of the extra protection, and then still, even after you're maybe with somebody or from a crowd, even if you've protected and you still feel fine, I will still make another declaration. Like I declare and decree any energy that I have taken on, known or unknown, that is not my own, I return to sender now with consciousness attached.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, and I declare and decree, if there's been any of my own energy, known or unknown, borrowed from me, I declare it be brought back to me now through a filtration system so that only the purest and highest essence of my energy return to me in this moment.
Okay. So if at any point you're feeling whatever energy, right? Is there a way to discern? Okay, we send it back, but still feeling something. Is there a way to discern between, is this mine or is it really somebody else's, even after all the protection? Because I think sometimes we tell our story, well, I put on all this protection, so it must be mine, right? And then we get in our head and we self-sabotage and we're triggered and all of these unexcitement things. So is there a way to really discern, hey, okay, brain, mind, body, soul, is this mine or is this really... Did it go through the pores or somehow get through my protection where I can know that difference?
Yes. The fastest way to do this is first thing in the morning when you wake up, you want to check your energetic baseline. So what this means is before you even get out of bed, right? You might have just opened your eyes. You want to do a scan, a mind, body, spirit scan. So you are going to first scan the mind. What are your thoughts right now when you're waking up? Do you, is there like anxious thoughts? Are you excited for the day, right? What are the thoughts that are in your mind that are yours as soon as you wake up? Okay, then you're going to check your emotions, right? In your spirit. How are you feeling in your body, right? Are you feeling calm, at peace? Are you feeling rageful when you wake up? Like what is that natural system that you feel when you first wake up? Then you're going to check your body and scan your body. How does my body feel? Do I feel great? Do I feel a pain in my left shoulder? Is my stomach hurting? Or do I feel fine, right? So you're going to scan all of those and you're going to see what is your energy that you woke up with. This is your own energy. Then you can make a declaration to, clear if you're, having a pain in your left shoulder or something, right? Like any energy tied to that, I declare and release now, right? It must leave my body now. Fine. Then you're going to go about your day. The second you notice an energetic shift is the moment in which you have taken on the energy of someone else. So for example, let's say you woke up that morning super joyful because you had an amazing day ahead of you. And then all of a sudden it's 2 p.m. and out of nowhere, you are starting to get annoyed. Nothing actually happened to annoy you. There was no trigger, but out of nowhere, just boom, mood shifted. And now you are just feeling annoyed. You're feeling frustrated, whatever it is. Surefire sign you have taken on the energy of someone else. And you don't even have to leave your house for this. This could be collective energy, right? This could be someone in your home. This could be someone you talk to on the phone. It could be anything, especially as extremely intuitive and empathic women. This could even be collective energy, right? But you will know because you knew that was not my baseline. I did not wake up with this was not mine. I picked this up somewhere along the way.
Oh.
So then when you are feeling that, you speak to that. You speak exactly, you have to call it out, right? So I speak right now, I declare and decree that the energy of annoyance and frustration that I feel right now, I know it is not my own and I am energetically unavailable for it. I release it out of my energy field now. And you command it out. And then, more than likely, within a few minutes, done, dispelled, and you're back to your normal state.
This is so gold. This is gold. because I know with me, I'll wake up feeling great. Like with my son every day, we're like, are you ready to have the best day ever, right? Getting us pumped in that energetic baseline. And then, later in the day, I'll be like, I don't feel that energy that I felt this morning. And is it smart or not smart? I don't know. If you start to feel the shift, to question where it's coming from, or just notice it and be like, okay, so let's send it back.
I found it really doesn't matter because you don't really want to necessarily ruminate on why or who it's from. We just need it gone.
Yeah.
Right. You can ask if you want, and then more than likely you will see probably a person show up in your mind, right? Or a name come up, or a scene come up. Like maybe you picked it up at the grocery store earlier today, right? So if you really want to know, of course you can ask and you will get the answer. But what I found to be the path of least resistance is it really doesn't matter where it came from. We just want it gone. So as soon as you recognize it, just commanding it out, speaking to it, this is not mine. You are not available in my energy body. You must leave.
Okay, so another question about this, because in the work that I do, it's when we're feeling something, instead of getting rid of it, it's like, let's feel it fully to let it come up and out, right? Because it only takes 90 seconds for an emotion to move through. However, our mind loops into the feeling and we create a story with what we're feeling. So is it wise to be like, okay, let's just get rid of this, whether ours or somebody else's, or let's just sit with it for 90 seconds and let the frustration or annoyance or the not good enoughs, right? Whatever is coming up in that moment, to really feel it in the body, feel that emotion, be like, okay, I'm just going to really trust that this needs to be in my body at this moment, and allow and presence it, and then let it come through and out, and then get rid of it. What are your thoughts on feeling the emotion first and then letting it come out?
Yeah. So if you know discernment-wise right away that you've taken on someone else's energy, get rid of it right away. We don't. Why would we take that on and feel someone else's energy or pain? Like that makes no sense, right? But if you know right away that it's not yours, just get rid of it.
Okay.
If you're unsure, or if you know it is yours, right? Because maybe something really did happen that triggered this emotion and it's justified, then definitely we need to feel it. And that's the key to energetic self-mastery, is not denying any part of ourself, but being the conscious observer of, why am I feeling this? Why is this emotion coming up? What is the gift in what this is showing me?
Yes.
Right? So I'm all about take the 90 seconds and feel it, especially if it's definitely if it's yours, or if you don't know if it's yours or not.
Okay.
But if you know it's definitely not, then just get rid of it.
Okay. And that's just by declaring it's not mine. We're pushing it away. We can even use our hands, maybe push it back.
Yep. You can even visualize like fireworks coming out of your body and leaving, right? Okay. You can visualize anything that makes sense to you.
I love that. Yes. 4th of July coming up.
Yeah.
Yes. Get those out. Awesome. Okay. So I want to jump a little bit. So we're energetically protected. We have a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to us. And okay, so I know you're an expert in human design. Okay. I would love to dive a little deeper into human design and how, especially women entrepreneurs, and how they can use their human design to magnetize their clients, be magnetic in their world, get their messaging right. I know on the way here, we were talking a little bit about the importance of messaging, but also it being aligned with your design. So will you speak a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So I love to look at human design as the path of least resistance to do, be, and have everything we were meant for and more. It gets us out of our own way and gives us a permission slip of reminding us who we were designed to be in this world, before conditioning, before trauma, before we took on stories of what we should do to be happy, successful, achieve whatever it is that we want. Because most of our life, we are not actually living within our truth. We are living in a conditioned reality, the reality that we have seen mirrored back to us that we then have taken on as our own belief, when really it's probably not. So the beauty about human design, especially for entrepreneurs, is and running a business, right? Especially if you're a service-based entrepreneur, it's even more important, right? Because you are the service that you're delivering, right? As a part of you, is really understanding how do you thrive in your business? What is the path of least resistance in terms of how people need to perceive you, around the messaging, around offers that are going to be in highest alignment for you, your schedule even? Do you have a team? Do you not have a team? How do sales work for you? Right? Any little nuance of business that you can think of, your human design speaks to. And it's not to put you in a box by any means, because I believe we have the human resiliency to achieve anything. But I would ask, what is that costing you? Right? Because you can use any system that some guru used that said that it worked for them, and you can hustle your way and you can achieve success, but at what cost? Burnout, depletion, disconnection from your family and friends, your health suffering, right? Versus when we just live and run our businesses through our human design, it's the path of least resistance. It gets to be easeful, quicker, and fulfilling.
And can you explain, for some people might not even know exactly what human design is, and I know we jumped right into that.
Yeah.
Can you give like a third grade version of what is human design?
Yes. So human design is a combination of a couple different things. It's the I Ching, quantum physics, astrology, the chakra system, Kabbalah system, and genetics that all together make up an algorithm, so to speak, of you, your essence in any nuance and domain of your life that you could possibly imagine. And it gives you essentially the blueprint of what actions to take by the path of least resistance are going to get you to your end result. And again, it is who you were designed to be before conditioning and trauma and all of that. So it's the essence of, if we can just literally follow the blueprint, we will have what it is that we desire on the other side.
Yeah. And I know you did my human design and it was mind blowing. So thank you so much for that. And it was really interesting because even in marketing and the way that I was marketing my business was not in alignment with what my human design was or is, sorry. And it's fascinating as I'm starting to really look at my blueprint and that energetic design of who I am at my essence. I can see, I can feel when it's misaligned. And I like to look at human design as a tool. It's not the end all be all, right? We have free will. You're the CEO of your life. You can choose whatever pathway you want to direct your business or your life in. But when you have the human design in front of you and this blueprint, and you're like, oh, this is energetically a match for how I show up in the world, it's a game changer in business.
Literally.
Yeah. So for me, my marketing is more about soul-led, heart-led. Like, it's not about, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3. Yeah. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in and yes, I think frameworks and methodologies are really important, but it's also depending on your design.
Totally.
It might not be the right way for you. Right. Is that true?
It's so true. And I can't tell you, Karen, how many people have come to me, clients have come to me over the years that are like, especially like in the coaching or consulting, mentoring, healing industries that are like, yeah, this my mentor told me that I need to have a 3-part system and a framework, or nobody's going to buy what I do, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, but I don't really have a 3-part system. And yeah, some people don't, right? There are certain people that are very strategic and have methodologies and frameworks and A + B = C and 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. And some people are not. Some people are meant to literally live in the moment, trusting their sacral impulses and live intuitively, right? And they're not meant to be as planned. And then some people are a mix of all of it, right? So yeah, the whole point here is it really is just the biggest permission slip to let you be you.
I love it because I'm that person, right? Where everyone was telling me, Okay, you have to have the methodology. You have to have the framework. You have to have your process.
Yeah.
That's the only way people are going to understand to buy from you.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like a little unicorn and I jump and I digress. And it to me is more about energetics and being this version of who you already are in the future, like being her now. And it's not necessarily a step one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to do this first.
Right.
And step two. And so I love you have full permission
Mm-hmm.
to go outside the box,
Mm-hmm.
to do things that don't make sense. And they don't have to.
Right.
You're allowed to become obscenely wealthy in your own way.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want everyone to have full permission. Like, you don't have to do it the way that somebody's telling you to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a funnel, a specific way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a template. You get to be your own template,
Mm-hmm.
and you can use human design to kind of help you. Or like sometimes my brain is like, I'm a triple split.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, woo, I'm like 3 people at the same time. And so it's just this full permission to be authentically you. And I love that. So let's talk a little bit more about, I know there's different types, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
5 types of human design. How can we use each type? If you can go just very shortly through each type and how that type is helpful in business.
Yes. Okay. So let's start with generators.
That's me.
That's Karen. So generators are what I like to call the creative doers of the world. You guys have this defined sacral center and you are such creative visionaries, but also you have the energy and capacity to like make it happen, right? There's a difference between somebody that has the idea, but doesn't actually do anything with it. But you guys have the ideas and the doing power. Okay. So that's amazing. So in business, generators are amazing at providing tangible solutions for people, right? Creative and tangible solutions. You are here to literally provide a solution. And the thing is, you don't even have to come up with it out of nowhere. The greatest thing is your strategy is to respond. So all you have to do is literally see, what is it that people want? Do I have the skill set for that? Can I deliver that? Boom, easy. Right? Super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can do market research and ask in, maybe you're thinking about going to a particular niche, asking what is it that people are struggling with, or what would they need help with, or what would be a result that they would want? Is there any way that you can help them achieve that or provide that for them? Awesome. Easy peasy, generators.
And okay, so as a generator, and I'm marketing to maybe not generators, right? How does a generator market to the mix of the different types?
You use their exact language. What are those people talking about, right? So, and you might not know exactly what their design is, right? But for example, if it's a projector, they're going to need to feel really seen. Because they're usually projected on their entire life. Like very few people really see them for who they really are. So they're going to need to know, especially in their marketing and in what solutions, is that it's probably needs something more custom tailored, something where you are helping them, specifically them, in their own unique way, achieve their own specific result.
Okay.
Versus, right, as a generator, if you were going to be working with a manifesting generator, they're multi-passionate. They want to do all the things, right? So they want to know that they have options and that there's multiple things they're going to be working on with you, or multiple things that they get in XYZ program or service or things like that, right? To match their multidimensionality. So those are just like 2 little examples, of how that would be different based on who you're speaking to.
Yeah. Okay. So if I'm marketing to the group, and not one-on-one.
Yep.
And so I'm putting a new offer or new invitation out. And I want everyone to feel seen. I want the MGs, the manifesting generators, to feel they have options. Yeah. I want the manifestors to know, I know we haven't talked about manifestors yet, but to have the big ideas, and even the reflectors, like to feel like a sense of community and be the leader of the community. What are ways to like package it to kind of everybody from a generator standpoint?
Yes. So from a generator standpoint, it's actually better that when you are speaking, that it is coming from the depths of you. because people are going to be responding to your frequency. So if you're excited about the offer and you are pumped up about whatever it is, that's what matters more than catering to who is the recipient.
Good to know.
They're going to respond to your energy, right? Because especially if you're trying to cater to maybe a projector and then that makes it like diluted and it makes it like you feel like, oh, this doesn't feel as exciting anymore. It's not going to land, right? But because that's all about that response energy. But if you are freaking excited about your offer, right? And that's what people are going to be responding to is the energy that you're exuding into it. So I say for generators and your offer creation, just speak to what is lighting you up about the offer, what you know you can deliver, and just get your full energy behind it. And if you have done market research, literally use the language that these people are saying. What is it that they want? If they say, I want to lose 5 pounds without dieting, literally say that in the marketing.
Yes.
Don't need to pull it out of thin air. Just use their exact wording.
And just a quick digression. Okay, what is the best way to help do market research, especially if you're starting out?
Yeah.
What would be some ways that we can, get some market research that's easy for people, right? Because sometimes people don't have time. That's a big objection for people.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some quick, easy ways to get some market research?
Yeah. Quickest way is like an Instagram or Facebook story, right? You can literally say, hey, I'm creating this thing. Can you just answer a couple questions? Give them options, right? Of like things they can choose from. And then they can, choose and then give them an option to like write in or is it something else? Tell me more, right? Write in here, right? Whatever it is. And you like let them just write in and tell you exactly what it is. If you want to be more official with it, quote unquote, right? You can do market research calls with people where you can say, maybe you just put out a post or send an email to your list, something about, hey, I'm doing some market research for something juicy that I'm creating. I am looking for 5 people who are blank, 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 but you're going to call out who they are, like your ideal clients potentially for this program, right? And if that's you, I would love to have 30 minutes of your time to just ask some questions. And in exchange, I'll give you 30 minutes of my time to coach you, right? Or whatever it is, right? So it's an even exchange. It's an hour of your day, but you're getting so much golden feedback that is literally going to sell your offer because it is going to be using the exact language that these people and even desires that you might not have known was the why behind the why for someone, but now they just told you. So now that's even deeper psychology that you're putting into the marketing now that is going to make even more people resonate. And then it's also a win because then they get to experience you too. And it's beautiful, right? That you get to coach them as a thank you for that. Or you don't even have to do that, but that's a really beautiful gesture. That's how I do it. That's how most people do it. And it's beautiful because then they get to experience you. And then more than likely, they are a perfect fit for your program. And then when you deliver it, you can invite them in.
I think you just gave $1,000 value in that, like, that little blurb. So thank you for sharing. That was golden. So you guys take notes. I want to reintroduce this podcast. Get your notepad out. Amazing. Okay, so that's from the generator standpoint. What's the next type? Let's dive in.
So let's go into manifesting generators. Okay. So manifesting generators are what I like to call the multi-passionate geniuses of the world. And in business, right, as an entrepreneur, manifesting generators usually have multiple offers or multiple businesses, really. Now, the funny thing is a lot of manifesting generators are by design very business focused. Like they have so many ideas and they always think that each idea needs to like be a business or make money, right? But in reality, it doesn't. Some of these things get to be hobbies just because you're that multi-passionate person and it fulfills you in some way. But you're going to get really bored manifesting generators in your business if you are just doing one thing every day and it's monotonous, right?
Leave that for the generators.
One offer. Right, right. You really need to have a couple of things that you're working on at the same time and or a lot of hobbies that you are doing in the middle of your work as well so that you are feeling well-rounded and not stifled. Right. The second you feel stifled, you're going to feel really frustrated and shut down and you're not going to actually get any of the things done. Right. So it has to feel exciting and juicy as well. So that's why having multiple things, manifesting generators that you kind of have in your pocket at the same time keeps you engaged. So that's something to consider. And even having multiple offers, right? Great. Have multiple offers.
Okay. So this happens with me. So I'm a generator and I'm not going to say but, and I feel a lot of MG energy. Like all the time. So sometimes I feel confused by my design because I feel I resonate more with an MG, manifesting generator, versus generator, which is probably misalignment for me. And I need to come back and focus on the one thing. But what is something that if you have your chart, you're seeing your design and you're like, okay, well, I'm definitely not living according to this design. It doesn't resonate with me. What are some little tweaks or mindset shifts that you can start doing to kind of be like, okay, let me work on being more aligned with my design? Because a lot of times I'm like, if I didn't know my design, I would 100% think I was an MG.
Yeah.
So,
So the cool thing is there are so many other places in your chart that we get to look at rather than just your type. Like in your human design chart, every single thing that you see there means something. Every sign, every symbol, every number, right? It has a meaning. So it doesn't necessarily mean, even though you are like really multi-passionate and you like doing many things, doesn't necessarily mean that that's out of alignment for you. We would have to look at other places in your chart, which I have looked at your chart and it actually is very aligned for you. You actually you have so much creative and visionary energy in your chart. So of course that's going to lend yourself to having a lot of desires in other areas. But if that is not the case for you, I would ask you to ask yourself, where did I learn this? Right? Is this a conditioned behavior? Did I pick this up? Right? Like, for example, did you have parents that were always doing multiple things and were multi-passionate too? So you're just living what you've learned, right? Or has that really been who you have been since like 2 years old, right? Right? Has that really been you? Or is it something that you've taken on because of maybe environments you're in, right? Or things like that. So really getting clear on that piece. And if that's the case and you're like, oh, actually, I don't even want to be doing all this stuff. I just have because I convinced myself that it was exciting because my mom always did all those things, right?
Ooh.
Then you know it's actually just your conditioning and you get to start deconditioning, right? You get to start taking one thing away and one thing away and one thing away and seeing how much more free and liberated and even more creative you might actually be.
I love this too, because it's like, as you go deeper and go back into your childhood, you can start questioning and inquiring, like,
yes,
where did I pick that up?
Yep.
Is it even true? Right? Because we have so many thoughts, right? It's like 86,000 thoughts a day.
Yes.
And it's like, the only thoughts that hurt us are the ones that we believe, right? Like, it doesn't hurt me if I believe that that's blue, right? Or not. But if I believe I'm not good enough, that thought's going to hurt me, right?
Yeah.
So I love tying this back into the conditioning because it's like, oh, my parents, right? Our parents are a huge part of our conditioning.
Yes.
And we can go back and we can inquire.
Yes.
And I think the best question is it true? And then you go deeper and you're like, well, do I know with 100% certainty that I would bet my family's life on it, that it's true? Because our reality is always skewed based on our belief system, right? Like Cynthia Stant, who was on the podcast, she always does this black cat, right? When I say black cat, what immediately comes to your mind? And it's either cute and cuddly, Halloween, mysterious, same reality, same thing, but a different story based on your programming. So I love this for human design of like, start questioning your beliefs and ask, is it true? Yeah. And then, okay, how can I come back to what I see in my design and start, I think even just one minor adjustment, one minor tweak can really change the whole trajectory of your life.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like if you are on a plane and you move that GPS or that path 1 millimeter, you're going to end up in a completely different city or another part of the world even, right? Yeah. So it's like, let's look at the design. Okay, what is the one thing that I do feel aligned with that I can start living right now?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Does that
Yes.
feel doable?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It feels doable, right? Beautiful. Okay. So those are the MGs. Now we have the
manifestors. Manifestors. Yes.
Before we dive in, okay. Something I'm noticing is a lot of my friends, their children are manifestors. Is there like something happening where there's more I know percentage wise, they're a little bit more rare, but it seems that I am surrounded by manifestors and projectors in the children all the time lately.
Yeah, they're technically only 9% of the population, but I believe that number is vastly increasing as we go. I'm also seeing so many manifestor kids happening, being born and every, yeah. So I think that number is definitely increasing.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just curious because I'm like, these like big ideas coming into the world.
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. So manifestors are the visionary trailblazers of the world. They are here to get out of the box, use their unconventional energy, and do things that are either never been done before or blazing a new trail that is more innovative than something that has ever been done before. And manifestors, you are not here to ask for permission. You're not here to wait around. You don't need an invitation. Your strategy is to inform people what is happening, right? So you have the vision. You're telling the people what's happening, right? Like, especially if you have a team, right? Or even if you don't have a team, you're telling your audience, right? This is what's happening. And you go at the speed of light and you blaze the trail, right? And you innovate it again in a way that maybe has never been done before because you can see something in such an unconventional way. You kind of have that almost like rebellious spirit, but in a good way. I mean that in a really positive way, where you want to challenge the status quo and you're designed to create a new path.
And do you notice manifestors tend to be more in leadership roles?
They kind of have to be because manifestors typically do not do well not being in charge. Right. So especially, I have so many clients that were manifestors that left a corporate job and now they have like 8-figure plus companies, right? That they started from themselves, right? So definitely a manifestor quality for sure. They like to be in charge. They don't like to be told what to do, and because they see a vision that others don't see. And they don't want to go down the A plus B equals C path. They want to do like, feathers plus orange equals rainbow, right? Like whatever it is, right? They think
weirdly, uniquely them.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. So manifestors, don't be afraid to create like the most unique offer ever. Don't be afraid that because you haven't seen something else out there that nobody's going to buy it. No, you are meant to create the thing that has maybe never been seen before. So full permission slip to go do that.
Beautiful. Okay. And so what happens because I even notice myself getting in my own head about this, like the comparison-itis. So when I hear a manifestor, I'm like, wait, but I want to do that, but that's not my design.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's going back to what we talked about before, just inquiring, and you still have permission to be who you are, no matter what design you are.
Mm-hmm. You totally can. And that's the thing. In our human resiliency, we can do anything we want. But like I said earlier, but at what cost, right? If you're a generator and you're trying to live your life like a manifestor, at some point or another, you're going to crash and burn. You're going to burn out. You're going to be depleted, right? Versus if you're living in your generator lane, there never has to be burnout or depletion ever because you're working with your innate energy rather than against it.
Yeah. And I know as a generator, when I'm lit up, I forget to eat lunch. Yeah. I'm like, where did the time go? Like this podcast I can't even believe like how much time has gone by because it feels so in flow and like so lit up. And I'm like hanging on to every word that you're saying right. And we feel satisfied, right? That's our alignment, right? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Projectors. My son's a projector. Yes. I know you're a projector. Yes. Okay. Let's go deep on that.
Okay. So projectors are the intuitive guides of the world. We are here to guide and direct energy. We do not have a defined sacral center like many of the other types. So we do not produce our own creative energy. We need to get creative energy from the world around us. But at the same time, we can see, if you think of like even projection or a projector screen, right? It goes all the way out. The field is cast wide. So projectors have this innate gift of seeing beneath the surface and seeing things that no one else can see, right? So they make powerful guides, coaches, mentors, consultants, And we're not here as business owners, as projector entrepreneurs, we are not here to work traditional hours that other types can work. Like generators can work like 12 hours in a day if you're lit up about something, right? And you're excited about it. Projectors will probably get burned out, right? And I can say I've been there and I have, right? And we are really meant to work in small, potent, like shifts at a time, like 3 hours at a time, for example, right? But it's unobstructed. We're putting all of our energy into it and then we retreat, right? There might even be days, like for myself, I notice I have about 5 days out of the month where I have full creative energy and I'm like in that flow and I do basically my entire month's work of stuff in those 5 days, that 5-day window. The rest of the month, I'm just showing up powerfully for my clients and doing everything's already been executed upon. So I get to just show up now, right? So if you're a projector, I recommend, a projector business owner especially, I recommend you find your rhythm. When are the days that you are most creative? When you have that energy to do, and you're going to know because you're literally going to like feel nothing. You're going to be like, I need to take a nap, or you're going to feel that overflow. Biggest permission slip projectors. If you are not in that emotional high, right? Because our energy comes in waves. Okay. If you are in a high wave, maximize the high wave. If you're in a low wave and you have no energy, no creativity, no nothing, don't force it because you're not going to be putting out quality work. Trust that the high wave will always come back. It will just be a couple days, right? And really learn to be intuitive with how you live and how you do business as well, so that you can, again, work with your energy rather than against it.
So good. I'm going to keep that in mind for my son too.
Yes.
Right? Because it's interesting too, because he does not want a nap ever. And I'm like, are you sure you're a projector? Because I would love for you to take a nap right now. And he is just go, go, go. But I do notice he does need his downtime.
Definitely. Us projectors need spaciousness because we have an absorbing aura type. So we are literally taking in the energy of everybody around us 24/7, not even knowingly, right? This is an unknowing thing. Like we're not like being like, oh, I just took that on from someone, right? Like it just happens, right? And then we can all of a sudden become so drained if we're not careful, right? And so projectors do need a lot of spaciousness and energy to recoup their energy and to call back what's theirs so that when they're on again for whatever it is that they need to do, they can be giving from a full cup.
Awesome. Yeah. I feel like my son can like see into my soul.
Oh, I'm sure he can.
And I'm like, stop. Right? So it's so good. Okay. And then we have the reflectors.
Yes. Which is around 1% to 3% of the population. Again, of course, these numbers are always increasing and changing, right? But reflectors are what I call the mystical mirrors of the world because they are here. They in their chart. So if you had to pull up your human design chart, which if you don't even have your human design chart, you can do that. There's a free place to do it on my website, Danielle-Laura.com/human design chart. Enter your info. You'll see your chart. But reflectors have all white space in their center. So nothing is colored in. You'll notice on some other people's charts, they have defined centers that are colored in. Reflectors are all white, meaning they are absorbing everything from the world 24/7. And they're here to mirror and reflect back what is in front of them, quite literally. So they kind of have this superpower of being a chameleon because they can really be and do and fit in wherever they need to. And whoever they're around, they're going to take that energy on as their own and mirror that back. So as a reflector, know that whoever you're around and whoever you're doing business with, you might start kind of taking on their energy and being and acting almost like them, right? But that's kind of a brilliant thing if you are a service provider because you can create amazing levels of transformation because you are literally just mirroring back what someone really needs to know and see for themselves. So it's a really powerful perspective to have. But also, I would say permission slip reflectors, you also need a lot of time and space to recoup your energy and really understand throughout the month. So your strategy is waiting a lunar cycle, waiting about 30 days before making any big decisions. The reason for that is because you have no defined center. So everything is from someone else. So you kind of need that month to discern what is actually yours and your desire versus what you have taken on from someone else.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's with the moon, right?
They're guided by the moon.
Is it when it's a full moon, when it's a new moon? Which moon?
All of them. All of the transits and cycles. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I post free stuff about that all the time too. So if you're a reflector listening to this, just go follow me on Instagram or something. You'll find that every transit. It's there for you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show. This has been so insightful. So many magical nuggets. A couple things before we go. Where can people find you? Where do you hang out most?
I'm mostly on Instagram, but honestly, I'm everywhere. So you can find me _Danielle Laura _ pretty much on any social media site.
Okay, beautiful. And then what is one thing that anyone listening can do in the next 24 hours that can just start moving the needle for them in their life or in their business, whatever that is for them? What can they test out, be the scientist of their life, and start moving the needle?
I would say get hot. And here's what I mean by that.
Oh, yeah.
So HOT stands for honest, open, and transparent. And it correlates to the mind, the body, and the spirit. And I say, if we're feeling frustrated or we're not where we want to be in life or have what it is that we want, more than likely, 99.9% of the time, it's because we are not being honest with ourselves. We're not being honest with ourselves in our mind, our body, and our spirit. Maybe we're being honest in our mind about what we want, but our energy body doesn't believe it's possible for us because of whatever reason. Maybe there's trauma or stored beliefs that don't serve us, etc. Maybe spiritually, intuitively, we know we're meant for something, but our human 3D mind doesn't believe we can actually have it. So we need to get crystal clear, honest, open, and transparent in our mindset. What do we actually believe is possible? In our physical bodies, when you say, I want this, do you start feeling tension in your stomach and you feel like you're about to throw up? That's your key sign that what your invitation is to figure out why is there stored energy in your body and release that. So somatic work, body work is going to be really good for you. And intuitively, maybe you have the mindset that you know you want this and physically you have no issues, you know you can do it, but intuitively you're not actually following what is really meant for you, right? Then you know, oh, maybe I need to really figure out if this is actually meant for me or if I'm doing this out of a conditioned belief or because it's what I think someone wants of me. So what you can do in the next 24 hours is pick one intention that you have and get hot. In my mind, do I believe in my mind that this is possible? If yes, great. There's no mindset issue. If no, you know your focus is working on your mindset. Then you're going to go to your body and you're going to say, okay, with this intention, do I believe this is possible? If I say this in the affirmative, is there any part of my body that feels tense? If so, body work, somatic work is what you need to do next. If nothing and you feel great, there's no restrictions, perfect. You know that's not an issue. Then you want to go in intuitively and really, but am I sensing that ineffable knowing, that just know that I know that this is totally the thing for me? If yes, great, you're on the right track. If not, doing maybe some shadow work, some intuition work, some spirit work to really allow those true beliefs to come up is your invitation. And this sounds like a convoluted process, actually super fast. You can literally do this right away.
Okay.
You can do this within 1 minute, right? Do I believe this is possible? Do I feel that it's possible? Intuitively, does it feel right? If any of those things are off, that's the one thing you get to focus on because that is the only thing that you need to do to actually shift.
This is amazing. I'm going to get hot.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. And I know you have the HOT method, right? And you can find that on her website. Follow her on Instagram. That's where she hangs out apparently the most, right? And we're so happy to have you.
I'm so happy to really appreciate you. Thank you again, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Rise, Shine, and Redefine. If this episode resonated with you, please hit subscribe and leave a review. It means the world to me. If you want more daily inspiration or any behind the scenes, follow me on Instagram at Karen Meininger for daily inspiration and behind the scenes. Until then, keep rising, keep shining, and keep redefining your journey.